Brown's rookie QB drama explodes. Dillon Gabriel responds calmly to Shedeur Sanders' viral Mime interview. Locker room faces mounting tension. Ahead of London game, the Cleveland Browns entered the 2025 season with high hopes, bolstered by a mix of veteran presence and promising rookies. Yet just 5 weeks in, the team is already dealing with a whirlwind of controversy, much of it surrounding their quarterback situation. While the offense continues to search for consistency, the spotlight has shifted from the field to the locker room, where rookie quarterback Dillon Gabriel and fellow first-year passer Shedeur Sanders find themselves at the heart of a storm that refuses to calm down. What began as a simple post-practice press conference quickly spiraled into one of the most bizarre and talked-about moments of the NFL season, a mime interview performed by Sanders that left teammates, fans, and media members buzzing. For some, it was a humorous act. For others, it was an unmistakable display of frustration from a rookie who feels sidelined and overlooked. But in the aftermath of that viral moment, Gabriel, the man now entrusted as Cleveland's starting quarterback, has broken his silence. His words, measured, calm, and professional, may not grab the same headlines as Sanders' pantomime, but they reveal the mindset of a player who is determined not to let off-field noise derail his mission on the field. Dillon Gabriel responds with composure when asked directly whether Sanders' now infamous silent interview had any effect on him. Gabriel was quick to dismiss the notion. "None," Gabriel responded plainly. "I don't want to speak for anyone, but for me it's like, hey, we're a team. We do this together as a unit. We can only control what we can control. I don't want to speak for anyone in particular." Those words may not carry the same drama as a viral video, but they demonstrate something far more valuable to the Browns, a sense of leadership and maturity. For a rookie quarterback thrust into the spotlight far earlier than expected, Gabriel's ability to block out distractions could prove essential for Cleveland as the season progresses. The road to QB1 Gabriel's promotion to starter came after a rocky start for veteran Joe Flacco, who managed just one win in the Browns' first 4 games. Head coach Kevin Stefanski, under pressure to revive the team's offense, made the call to hand the reins to Gabriel. The decision wasn't entirely surprising. The Browns had used their 3rd-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, 94th overall, to secure Gabriel, a strong signal that the organization viewed him as a future leader of the offense. While expectations were initially tempered, Gabriel's flashes of potential during limited snaps forced Stefanski's hand. In fact, Gabriel already has a touchdown to his name despite only completing a handful of passes. That quick impact gave Browns fans a reason to hope, even as the quarterback room became increasingly complicated. On the other side of the competition, Sanders, drafted in the 5th round with the 144th overall pick, also entered the season with intrigue. The son of NFL legend Deion Sanders, Shedeur carried with him a mix of hype, scrutiny, and questions about how his collegiate success at Colorado would translate to the pros. Preseason numbers tell the story. To many observers, the preseason told the story of why Gabriel earned the starting nod. His performance, though not flawless, outshined that of Sanders. Dillon Gabriel's preseason stats: 25 completions on 37 attempts, 67.6% completion rate, 272 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 1 interception, 1 fumble, lost, 2 sacks, 1 rushing yard on 2 carries. Shedeur Sanders' preseason stats: 17 completions on 29 attempts, 58.6% completion rate, 152 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 7 sacks, 19 rushing yards on 4 carries. While Sanders managed 2 passing touchdowns, his inefficiency under pressure, especially the 7 sacks, raised red flags. Gabriel's steadier hand, combined with the coaching staff's trust, tipped the scale in his favor. The viral Mime interview. Still, stats and depth charts only tell part of the story. The real drama ignited on October 1st when Sanders faced reporters and gave one of the most surreal performances in recent NFL history. Answering a handful of early questions normally, Sanders suddenly went silent when asked about Gabriel. Instead of speaking, he mimed an inaudible response, moving his lips but refusing to make a sound. Within seconds, video clips flooded social media. Fans dubbed it the Mime view, and within hours, it was trending nationally. A member of the Browns' communication staff quickly stepped in to end the press availability, but the damage, or entertainment, was already done. To some, Sanders' act was a playful jab. To others, it was a blatant display of frustration aimed either at Gabriel for winning the starting job or at former NFL coach Rex Ryan, who had recently delivered a scathing critique of the rookie. Rex Ryan's harsh words, Spark family defense, Ryan, never one to hold back, had blasted Sanders in a national segment, accusing him of arrogance. "This kid talks and he runs his mouth," Ryan said. "Like he said, I can be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. Get your expletive in the front row and study and do all that." The comments struck a nerve with the Sanders family. His mother fired back on Instagram, defending her son against what she called unfair criticism. Although she later deleted her comments, the family's frustration was clear. The Mime interview only poured gasoline on the fire. It became a symbol, either of a rookie standing up for himself in a creative way, or of a young player struggling to cope with the reality of his position on the depth chart. Stefanski keeps his focus. When asked about Sanders in the days following the Mime incident, Coach Kevin Stefanski kept his answers short and focused. "I'm not focused on that," Stefanski said, making it clear that Sanders' antics were not part of the Browns' game plan moving forward. It was a subtle but pointed response. For now, Sanders is listed as the team's emergency quarterback, far from the role he had hoped to play this season. Whether that changes depends on Gabriel's performance and how the team's season unfolds. God's plan and the waiting game, despite the controversy, Sanders himself has publicly leaned on faith as a way to process the situation. He has repeatedly called his current reality God's plan, suggesting that patience and resilience will eventually reward him. But patience has its limits. For a competitor like Sanders, being stuck at QB3 is bound to build frustration. If Gabriel seizes the opportunity and establishes himself as the starter, Sanders may remain sidelined longer than he ever anticipated. Gabriel stays loose. Ahead of London Showcase, amid all the noise, Gabriel continues to show the same calm demeanor he displayed in his post-Mime interview remarks. The Browns' Week 5 game adds a special twist. It will take place in London, giving both rookies an international stage, even if only one of them plays. Gabriel joked with reporters that his parents, who live in Hawaii, would need passports to see him play overseas. It was a lighthearted moment in a week filled with tension, and it underscored the rookie's ability to keep perspective. NFL fans in England are eagerly anticipating the matchup, curious to see how the Browns' quarterback situation plays out on the field. A locker room divided? Behind the scenes, however, questions linger about whether the drama is fracturing the locker room. Sanders' Mime interview may have amused some teammates, but for others, it was a sign of division at a time when unity is critical. For Gabriel, the challenge is clear: win games and quiet the noise. For Sanders, the road is murkier. Unless injuries or poor performances change the team's trajectory, his opportunities may remain limited. What comes next? The Browns' quarterback situation has become one of the most fascinating storylines of the young NFL season. Gabriel, the unexpected starter, now carries the weight of proving he belongs. Sanders, the headline-making backup, must decide whether to bide his time or continue to push for recognition in unconventional ways. For fans, it's a drama-filled subplot that adds intrigue to every Browns game. For the team itself, however, the focus must return to winning football games. Stefanski's job security and the locker room's cohesion depend on it. As the Browns prepare to take the field in London, all eyes will be on Dillon Gabriel, the calm, focused rookie who insists on controlling what he can control. But somewhere on the sideline, Shedeur Sanders will be watching too, waiting for his moment, perhaps silently plotting his next move.